Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here. We are here for Love After Lockup. We're on season 5, episode 45, y'all. Oh, I'm sick of some of these people. I am really sick of some of these people. And the person I'm really sick with the most is Bianca. I'm so tired of her, y'all. I know you're tired of her. There can't be a person out here that's not tired of Bianca. I mean, Daniel over here having PTSD episodes. This girl, I tell you, this girl, they started off with them talking about that whole little thing that went down in the bar with Bianca and Robert, who is Daniel's cousin. And Bianca was over there spilling all her personal business to Robert, talking about your cousin Daniel. He don't know how to do no foreplay. He ain't good in bed. All he want to do is stick it in. Out of line. Just an out of line conversation. And Daniel's like, well, you got to understand. You got to understand that, you know, before I was incarcerated, there was 6 years where I was just a drug addict and then nobody want to have sex with me. And then, you know, then I was in jail another, how long was it there? 5 years. So he said, shoot, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. And she said, well, I don't care how long it's been. This sex is unromantic and it's rough. Then he said, well, are you a little bit codependent on me? She's like, what you mean codependent on you? How am I codependent on you? Look at all the stuff I done for you. You codependent on me. That's kind of what she's trying to say. And he's like, you know, all the time when I was in prison, you know, you was always wanting me always to be on the tablet, always be on the phone with you. Now that I'm out of prison, same thing. What she is she's controlling, Daniel. She's controlling. I don't call her codependent. She's controlling. She wants to control everything. Everything's got to be her way, the way she wants it, how she wants it. She's very, very, very controlling. And then they start talking again about this doggone coffee. Get me some coffee. It was just like when you told me to give you some coffee. It was like you was trying to control me. She is. She is. He said, well, I just want to let you know, Bianca, I'm going to be putting my foot down. I'm not going to be letting this stuff fly because this is a red flag. This is a red flag, Bianca. He said, I might do some things for you, but I'm not going to do all things. And she said, coming out her mouth, well, you're not going to do things for me. That's how relationships are. That ain't how relationships work, Bianca, that everybody does everything you want them to do. What books she been reading? What shows has she been watching? This girl is out of this world. Out of this world. He said, you're not supposed to live for someone completely. You got to live for yourself too. Bianca was like, no, you're supposed to live completely for me. I told these people that these people on the outside want to control these prisoners. That's why they contact them. I've learned so much. I've learned so much this season. I went in with one perspective. I've come out with a completely different perspective. And a lot of these people on this show, maybe it's just the ones they choose here. A lot of these people chose these inmates because I think they feel like they have one up on them. They can control them. They can manipulate them. But these people forget that these people went in prison for a reason. They're not people who like to follow the law. They don't like to follow orders. So the fact that you think you can control a prisoner is kind of crazy, right? It's kind of crazy because a lot of people in prison are people who went, you know, the wrong direction. Chose a different path. They're not people who typically just go along with what everyone else says. So the fact that you think you're going to control the rebels of the world, you crazy. She said, that's fine. Let's go for a walk. I want to go outside and go for a walk. And she says, because you know what? You ain't got me no ring. I need a ring. Daniel's, you know, he been holding off giving her this pop gun pop ring he bought at the apparel store. But he knows it's what she wants, so she'll feel secure. Would she like it? Would she like the ring? I don't know. Next thing you know, they're going outside. They're going for a walk. And Daniel has a full-on meltdown. He says, you know what? I lived in a box for 6 years. And now I don't do well with open spaces, open skies. I was like, oh, good Lord. You can't even be outside? How the heck is Daniel going to have a job? How is Daniel going to have a job and he can't even walk outside? Because them work from home jobs is going away. They're calling everybody back to the office. So I don't know where Daniel's going to work. And he's saying he can't even walk outside. He walking out fast. outside all fast. He's breathing heavily. He got the stiff arm going with Bianca. Bianca's like, don't hold my hand like that. Hold it like this. Do this. Do that. That girl, she's irritating. She is really, really, really irritating. And she's like, give me a hug. Do this. Do that. I was like, ooh. I really want to fast forward through some of their stuff. She's really hard to watch. Really hard to watch. And next thing you know, Daniel's like, forget about it. He goes off on his own. He's having a whole PTSD meltdown. And now all of a sudden she crying, talking about, I don't know what I did wrong. Girl, you was just being you. That's what's wrong. You was just being you, and that's enough. That's enough, and it's too much. And you know, Daniel said, I tried to tell you about this, Bianca. I tried to tell you in prison about what a lot of the psychological PTSD damage I was going through. And who knows, it may not just be this time in prison, maybe all them drugs too. I mean, drugs do mess up your mind. So I don't, hey, as heavily into drugs as Daniel was, who knows what type of permanent or long-term damage he's done to his whole mind. It wasn't just prison, Daniel. Come on now. And who knows, maybe you even had some before you got on drugs, which made you start going on drugs. People need to go back further than the last incident. Daniel just going back to the last incident, prison. Boy, you need to go back to when you came out the womb to really figure out what's going on. But, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, and I don't want to trigger you or nothing like that, because, all she really wants is a baby. Bianca gonna get pregnant. I'm telling you right now, Bianca's gonna get pregnant because it's gonna be another way in which she can control Daniel. Because once she have his baby, she gonna say, oh, I got even more control over you now. And she gonna get pregnant. She gonna give me a hug. And she go, ooh, you sweaty. Give me a hug. Ooh, you sweaty. She goes, oh, we're never going to be a normal couple that can just take a walk outside. There's always going to be issues. You're not going to be a normal couple, Bianca, because you're not normal. Let's be clear. You need to worry less about Daniel, and you really need to worry more about yourself. You really, really do. We got to see, on the next couple, we got to see Britney and Kerok getting ready for the wedding. Britney keeping secrets. What was the title of the show? Without trust, we have nothing. Without trust, we have nothing. But it looks like Britney gonna come clean at the altar after she spent all that money on that wedding dress. They love to spend money when they got no jobs and nowhere to live. They love to spend some money. But she never told Kerok that the probation officer told her, parole officer, you really shouldn't be getting married because that's going to be considered a fraud. All of a sudden you turn up married just so you can try to get into Texas. People smarter than that, Britney. That's what he's trying to tell her. People smarter than that. They can add 1 + 1. That's why you got in prison in the first place, because you were so dumb to think you could rob somebody and get away with it. Now here you go again, coming up with another harebrained scheme, and your parole officer is telling you, we smarter than that. We smarter than that. A lot of criminals be thinking they smarter than everybody else, and come to find out when they get caught and go to jail, they go, oh, I guess I wasn't so smart. Yeah, I guess you wasn't. So now here you got Britney being warned that, girl, this is about as bad as that bank robbery scheme you had going, and we see right through it. It ain't gonna work. In fact, it could work against you. It could work against you. But she go out and get that dress, get her makeup done, get her hair done, get her nails done. Kira got his suit on. He looking fly. Kerok is a very nice person. He's really thoughtful. Like, I see the way he would help Miss, I don't know if she called herself Miss Coffee or Mr. Coffee. I don't know. I don't know what the pronoun is. And then he's just thoughtful. I notice a lot of things that he has a lot of gentleness with Britney, a lot of care and concern with Britney. And so we'll see what happens. That's all I really saw with them. We'll see what happens, whether or not Kerok goes ahead with it. But more than likely, they're going to call it off. I mean, because, do you really want to go back to jail or have your parole revoked because someone just told you don't do it and you do it? We'll see how smart or how dumb they are. Because this harebrained scheme to go to Texas without checking with the parole officer in the first place was already dumb. Dumb. Another dumb couple, Kimmy and Joey. I'm so sick of Kim too. I'm really sick of Kim. And this web of lies she tells. Is anything that comes out of Kim's mouth the truth? Anything. Anything. If you think about it, this girl been lying since we met her last season. She been holding on to this lie like it's her last $5 bill. And Joey and her went to lunch and he was eating that food like a caveman. Did y'all see that? Ugh. That's a turn off. Let me tell you a story. Back in the day, I was on a date and a man was cutting like that, holding a knife like this and a fork like this. Last time I went out with him. Learn how to use your utensils, people. It's not that hard. Learn how to use some utensils. I said, oh no, I can't be going out to no nice restaurants and you eat like a doggone caveman. Nah, not for me. But finally, Kim decides she's going to tell Joey the truth. She's so busy buying wedding dresses, planning engagement parties, planning weddings, talking about rings, talking about buying houses, buying cars, rims, and tires. She forgot to tell the man that, oh, by the way, I'm not divorced. I hope the next bomb ain't going to be, oh, yeah, by the way, her oldest or youngest son is Joey's son. I don't know. She got so many lies. I mean, lies roll out. Kim. I mean, who isn't Kim lying to? She's lying to her friend Tatum. She lied to her cousin Tatum. She lies to Joey. She lies to her kids. She lies to her daddy. She's just a liar. And Joey's hotter than fish grease. He's like, haven't you been separated for more than a year? She said, yeah. He says, well, you ain't filed for no divorce. It ain't like the divorce people gonna come knocking on the door and say, here's your divorce, Kim, and you ain't got to do nothing. Ooh, he says he's hurt and he's betrayed. He got to go smoke. Oh, smoke what? What you about to go smoke? What you about to go smoke? Please just let it be some cigarettes. Please let's just let it be a little vape pen or something, because he over here thinking the reason she don't want to get divorced is because she don't want to she want her ex in the back pocket just in case she need to run back to the ex. She got that ex on ice for that money. I'll tell you that right now. Money. It's got to do something about money, healthcare, something. Because if she got money to run around and buy you a car, if she got money to plan weddings, she had enough money to file for a divorce from that man. And all she makes is $15 an hour. She could have filed for divorce for $450. $450. And Joey's talking about, she run around talking about like she's so effing smart about buying a house, but she's still married. Thank you, Joey. That's what I'm saying. She running around. She thinks she's so smart and has everything together. That's what a lot of liars do. They try to act like they know everything. And really what it is just all lies. But he's right. She run around acting like she got everything together, trying to tell Joey what to do. And to run around, find out she over here trying to buy a house and she's still married. Joey's like, why the heck would I buy a house with you and put my name on a house and you still married? What the heck is going on? He said, I ain't no slow leak. He said, I ain't no slow leak. You ain't going to get over on me like that, Kimberly. He says, you are the real effing good at sleeping with people or sucking D, or you stupid as hell. It's the lie. It's the latter, Joey. It's the latter. She's stupid as hell. And she a liar. Let me just throw that back in there. And she is a liar. Now she's like, oh yeah, I guess I better go see a lawyer. You think, Kim, you think you might need to go see a lawyer? Good Lord. So although Kim ain't over here getting what she wants, Melissa is. Melissa done got her engagement going on. She got her $18,000 ring sitting on her finger. And Louis telling us he really want to be a full-time manager. He don't want to work at the pizza shop for the rest of his life. And he wants to be a full-time personal trainer. But, Melissa don't even like him being part-time. She too worried about how close he be to them women. And she goes, Louis decides he's gonna plan this big engagement situation. He gonna go to the top of some type of tower out there where they live, look out over the ocean, and on the bottom of the sand, he gonna write out, the words, "Will you marry me?" And Melissa's still running around, still mad at the fact that he's working out with beautiful women and younger women. I was like, that woman didn't look younger, Melissa. Honestly, she did not look like a younger woman. Maybe it's just me. Maybe that woman did not look like no young woman. That woman looked like a middle age. But Melissa's jealous. Another one who liked to control. She liked to control. At least she admits it. She did start admitting that she likes order, control, and she liked to control everything around her. But Louis is sprung. He's like, this is the girl I love. He says she's a go-getter. She's loyal. She's independent, but she's very loyal. And then they showed this clip, because I never had seen the part where what they had done, the episode. I've only seen them on this part of Life After Lockup. I never seen them on the previous episode. So I guess Louis' teeth used to be all messed up. And Melissa's like, we're going to have to get your teeth fixed. So I guess Melissa helped get Louis' teeth fixed, which is a good thing. So he's like, this is the girl for me. She, you know what? She invested in me. She invested her time, energy, and money in me. She stuck by me. So I'm going to spend this $18,000 on this ring. He takes her on a date, tells her, get real pretty, dress up real nice, because we doing something real special tonight. She come with her stilettos on and her little leather pleather pants. And she's like, what? I thought we was going to a nice dinner. You got me climbing stairs to the tower because there ain't no elevator. She got to climb, I don't know what, 216 stairs in some pleather leather jeans and some stiletto boots. And she hate heights. Come on now, Louis. Come on now, Louis. You got to climb 216 flights of stairs. But anyway, he's like, stop bitching all the time. He was like, why are you always bitching? Just go with it. Go with the flow. She's like, okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to just try to relax and enjoy the moment. But at least she was in good shape. There you go. At least she was in good shape and you could climb them stairs. Because if you couldn't, you'd be in the gym too. Louis would have to be training you too. So she said, well, I don't like stairs and I don't like no surprises. But she was happy when she found out the reason it was up for that 2-carat diamond ring. He was like, will you marry me? I love you. Will you marry me? And she got engaged. She said, yes, I'll marry you. She was so happy. She looked at that fabulous ring and she's like, wow, this is fabulous. And then what this woman said was, I didn't even really know what I was asking for when I asked for 2 carats. I was just saying it. What? Louis done spent his whole life savings on fulfilling a request from you, and you telling us you really didn't give no thought to your request? I spent my whole life savings to get you a ring for $18,500, and you trying to tell me you never knew the magnitude of what you was requesting? I tell you, like I said, a lot of this stuff these folks do is to control these ex-prisoners. It's just to gain control over them, for them to do what you want. Just do what I want. Give me some coffee. Buy me a 2-carat diamond ring. Oh my goodness. And the last couple we got to talk about is Zariah and Troy. Another person who likes control. And now what she doing is she going over here to the psychic to get control. Because what Zariah is a control freak. So she likes to know everything that's going on, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. And because she just can't live in the moment and see how life works, see what God has planned in store for her, she has to go to a psychic. Because she got to know. I got to know what's coming down the line so I can be prepared for it. That's why Zariah goes to the psychic. Because it's part of her control. She doesn't want to feel like she doesn't know. She doesn't want to feel like she isn't in control. And the way that she feels in control is she gets more information. You see how she's always down the throat of Troy. Troy, I need more information. Because Zariah's anxiety, she doesn't do well in the unknown. She got to know everything, which means she got to control you. And now she's going over to this psychic. And that mama's like, our house burned down. Zariah and Troy and Zariah's mom, Bishop and First Lady's house burned. Well, the house didn't burn down, but there was a fire in the house that did a lot of damage within the house, destroyed several rooms in the house. I don't know. It might have destroyed the entire interior of the house, it looked like. An electrical fire. That happened to me too, y'all. That happened to me about, I don't know, I want to say 7 years ago. We had a house, had electrical fire, same kind of way. Same kind. Oh, miswiring. Very, very scary. Very, very scary. But my whole house didn't burn down, but like one of our rooms was like completely destroyed. We had to have it completely redone. But luckily it was a detached, it was like one of our, what do you call it? Family rooms or something, but it was detached from the main house. So, but yeah, shoot, that thing burned down. It cost almost $200,000 to fix all that. Insurance had to fix it, of course. I ain't got $200,000, but insurance did it. But anyway, but that mama said, you know what? Isn't it something that you come to my house the night before, you sitting up in here talking about this psychic, and the next thing I know, my house is burning down. You done brought these evil spirits into the house, Zariah. Now Zariah says she feel guilty, but she don't feel guilty enough to stop not going to that psychic, though. I know she don't, because she got to know. She got to know. And I always be wondering where her son is. I guess her son, she tried to keep her son away from the cameras and have her son stay with the mom and dad. Or I notice when the cameras come, she always has her son pretty much go to the room. So that I think is good, that she's not involving this kid too much. But I don't know. Or does Zariah not even keep her son? I'm almost starting to feel also like that grandma and grandpa keep that son more than Zariah does. That's also what I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. I don't want to accuse her of it yet. But she over here crying, talking about what she could have lost, right? And I was saying, Zariah, the fire's over, the fire's out, and she's crying over things that she could have lost. And really, I'm thinking to myself, well, Zariah, at this point in time, you should be praising God that the only thing that was lost was some material things and that no one was hurt. And that's what I mean. Zariah focuses on negative thoughts, right? And that's just a thing of where, you know, when something happens to you, do you focus on the good parts of what happened, or do you focus on another negative aspect of it? And when the fire was over, everyone was saved. Zariah starts crying about, oh, I could have lost this. This was my childhood home. This is where I grew up. Instead of saying, thank God no one was hurt, focusing on the positive. You understand what I'm saying? It's like when I was telling you that my house burned down, or the house, first of all, when it was first burning down, I thought, oh, my house burned down. But then I switched to the positive. I was like, shoot, I'm going to get a whole brand new family room. I started thinking, I get a whole new family room? Shoot, as long as nobody wasn't hurt, I was like, shoot, I'm winning. I'm winning now. I got a whole new family room, and that family room was fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. But she's still talking about this psychic, Zariah is. And she's trying to say that the psychic predicted the fire. I was like, I didn't hear no psychic predict no fire, Zariah. She's, oh, you know, when the psychic predicted something bad was going to happen, right? So if the psychic could predict the fire, maybe the psychic is really correct about predicting my relationship with Troy. Or maybe the psychic brought the fire, and maybe she's about to break y'all up too. I don't know, Zariah. I don't know how anybody could be with Zariah. Zariah is weird. So now she's over here living in the moment today based on what the psychic told her is going to happen in the future. She need to be worried about this little business they got, Project Heal, so they can get this grant money they're talking about. They're trying to plan some little thing at the church so they can get some funding, because right now, the only customer they got is Troy. They got a whole nonprofit to help incarcerated people reintegrate into society, and they ain't got no clients. All this crime out here, and y'all ain't got no clients. The only one they got is Troy. This is crazy. This is crazy. But we started to find out a little bit of the backstory about Zariah. I've been wondering what's going on with Zariah. Are those her parents, biological parents? We find out, no, they're not. She's adopted. She's adopted. And that was something new to us. And we come to find out that over time, Zariah has tracked down her biological father and her biological mother. Her mother don't want to have nothing to do with her. And her father, she has been able to reconnect with him, but he didn't even know she existed. So he done gone on and had a whole family and everything. And she reconnected with the dad, and they showed a picture of them. They look like a couple. I ain't gonna lie, they look like a couple. They look like daddy and daughter. But hey. But now maybe I can understand now where some of this stuff comes from with Zariah. Like I'm telling you, you really need to know a lot of people's background and really understand where some of this stuff comes from, because you could see it, and you'd be like, yeah, this is kind of like, there's definitely some trauma going on here, but you don't really know what the trauma is. But now that I hear Zariah's story, that she's adopted, she was rejected by her mother, even when she went back and tried to reconnect with her mother was like, I had a closed adoption for a reason. I did not want to have contact with you. And here you are hunting me down. And that mama was like, no. She says, I said it then when I put you up for adoption, and I'm saying it now. And I think that's got to be hard for Zariah to take. I remember going out with a guy. He was adopted. And one of the things he told me that I'll never forget is one of the reasons why it was hard for him to be in relationships, because we started having problems. And so we only dated for maybe about 6 months, because it was getting really like, ooh, I didn't know what was going on. And finally he told me, he said, one of the things that's hard for him is that it's hard for him to trust women, that women will love him, because he said, if my own mother, my biological mother, didn't want me and gave me away, how could I ever believe that you're not even my mother, you're not even related to me, would want to love me as well? It was hard for him to see that leap. And I could see that with Zariah. Maybe that's why Zariah always wants to know the future. She always wants to have control, because maybe she felt like in a lot of ways she's lost control of her life because she was given away. She had no say in it. She had no say. I mean, she loves her bishop and the first lady, but maybe what she feels is if people leave her, people abandon her, so she's got to keep a tight rein on people. A lot of this stuff, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So I'll give her a little grace because I know where it came from, but where I won't give her grace is that she's not in any therapy for it. You see, because now Zariah's turned to this psychic woman, and that's really not where she should be turning to. It's really not, I know Bishop and the First Lady tried to keep her in the church and tried to keep her with the Lord, but, she want to go out here and do her own thing in the streets. But she needs somebody to talk to. And let me tell you, that psychic ain't it. She needs to at least get a therapist, someone that she can talk to, because otherwise she's going to have a bumpy life. She's going to have a real, real bumpy life. And I hope she don't trigger Troy. Troy said he's already trying to figure out some ways to get some of this money out here in these streets. He said he ain't used to being broke, and he knows how he can get money fast. Yep. Or going out and robbing somebody. Ugh. He can go out and rob somebody. So, I hope he don't go back to the streets. I don't hope he don't go back to trying to make some fast money. And, like he said, his daddy never wanted that for him. His dad died of kidney failure back in 2021. And Bishop is trying to get Troy in the church and become a minister. And Troy is like, I ain't trying to be no minister, but you can have a testimony, Troy. You could have a testimony. But they look like they're going to get married. So right over here asking her mama, you going to help us plan the wedding? You going to pay for some of the wedding? The parents are like, yeah, we're going to pay for some of the wedding. We're going to do that. And she wants the biological father to walk her down the aisle. And that mama's face, she held it together, because my face would have been like, what? So Bishop raised you, we raised you, but you want your biological father to walk you down the aisle? And what she said was, it's only because I want my father to marry us, be the officiant of the wedding. So then I gave her a pass on that. Because at first I was looking at her side-eyed. I was looking at her real side-eyed. Real side-eyed. But anyway, y'all, that's all we got for Love at the Lockup. What y'all think about the episode? Let me know. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment below. And don't forget to subscribe if you come here a couple of times. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.